Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, the Honorable Ministers present, and all the dignitaries present. Welcome to the 8th International Oil and Gas Summit 2023.
I would like to take this opportunity and privilege to welcome you to the 8th edition of the Oil and Gas Conference under the theme, Harnessing Opportunities, Overcoming Challenges, and Creating a Sustainable Future. To our sponsors, partners, we thank you for the support, and your support continues to make this summit a reality.
Let me also add my voice to Mr. Bukenya, who has thanked the sponsors and the organizers for this summit. This is the 8th edition. Thank you so much, and please continue supporting us. Uganda's oil and gas story has been a very interesting one, driven by commitment and value maximization. For some time now, we have been working patiently, but in a focused manner, under the guidance of His Excellency, the President of Uganda, and I'm very, very appreciative.
On behalf of government and the people of Uganda, I welcome you to yet another edition of the Uganda International Oil and Gas Summit. This year's summit is happening at a crucial time when we are beginning to witness the fruits of our strategic patience and hard work in the oil and gas sector. I'm glad that the projected investment and jobs for Ugandans are being realized. Drilling in the Teringa has commenced, and we are set for first oil in 2025. Our strategy, therefore, is to continue developing more of these renewable energy resources. I want to assure you all that government is committed to continue supporting the oil and gas sector. With these words, it's now my pleasure to declare this conference open. I wish you all fruitful deliberations for God and my country.
I'm happy to state that our per barrel emission is among the lowest in the world at 13 kilograms of carbon dioxide per barrel. On my behalf and on behalf of my colleagues, I would like to thank His Excellency, the President, for having visionary leadership, which has enabled the sector to register remarkable milestones. May this summit be a catalyst for positive change and progress.
In addition to being the annual event or the annual platform for sharing information in Kampala, the Uganda International Oil and Gas Summit, as part of the world's largest oil and gas event organizers, has been able to extensively market opportunities and collaborations in Uganda across our global database and at major international events across the world. And we greatly appreciate the work that this organization is doing. Therefore, this 8th Uganda International Oil and Gas Summit is timely in that it's being organized at the start of the development and production phase.
The skills we are trying to put in place should be able to translate into jobs internationally. We are in an international forum, right? So even if my oil and gas experts here do not get jobs here, they should be able to go to Nigeria and get jobs. Because we are AFCFTA, right? we are exporting and importing goods and services, right? And all this is import substitution. So we are not only substituting just commodities, but also services. So education services. So I think we should be able to get the big companies, grow them now by investing in them now to build that kind of capacity.
For Ugandans, what you need to do is, like they said, stop crying. Partner, collaborate with people. Start to that level you can. Okay? Start to the level that you have capacity for.
You need to bring those services into Uganda so that Ugandans will learn from the field. Some of the things Slumberger was using to render oil services in Nigeria, today we are manufacturing them in Nigeria. We are building those systems in Nigeria. Most of us were trained by Slumberger, Halliburton, and all those multinational oil servicing companies. That's how we got the knowledge, got the skill, and came to this level. So if you allow the service companies come in, employ Ugandans, over 4 or 5 years, they will learn the skill, they will learn the trade, and start building up their own. If you give them fund today, they will not succeed because the knowledge is not there yet.
I would like to conclude by looking at and encouraging women, especially in the technical roles, given the hard conditions associated with the oil and gas industry, to look at the bigger picture, not just to look at themselves as women and to have self-pity on themselves, but to know that they too can do it and can even do it better.
For Uganda, you really need to look at life cycle career for women and put in place what is required. Create that inclusive culture with that is not just equality. Yes, the end game, as I said, is equality, but it's equity at the end of the day, so that give them the support they need to grow the careers, create that environment for them to thrive. Then for women in business, really, networks are very important. Apart from the fact that as a woman, the most important asset you have is your confidence. You need to be confident, you need to prepare for opportunities that come. But more importantly, join networks. It is still very important. You don't have to be a man or woman. If you want to do something, you have to go out, find out what it's about. It has to come from you. And I think this whole narrative of women being, maybe a bit timid, we're seeing it. These are not timid women. And I think we need to also kind of get away from that narrative. And the reason why I just said no men here, it wasn't that I was planning to have no men. I think it's also important sometimes for women's voices to be heard. And I'm so grateful for this sector because it's a sector that has allowed me to impact. I have paid it forward and I continue to pay it forward. So for me, it's a very emotional journey that I'm going through. And for those of us who are building companies, we are leaving a legacy. It's not going to die with us. We will leave it for the next group. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
To the speakers and the delegates and the moderators, thank you very much. We can't do this without you.